Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, and hey, what's up if you're new here? Today's video is all about my experience so far taking part in the 75 Hard Challenge. Maybe you've heard of this challenge before, maybe you haven't. So my hope is to just give you a little rundown of what it is, why I chose to take part in it, and how I'm doing so far, progress, and I just have some other thoughts and feelings I wanted to share. Let's get into it. Before we get into my own personal experience, I just wanted to describe or explain what this challenge is. And I also wanted to say that before starting it, I hadn't really thought about doing it. It kind of happened randomly. It was getting to be the end of June, and I kind of felt like I was falling off of like my fitness routine. I didn't really have goals set for myself, and honestly, I just didn't like how I was feeling. I felt like I was feeling sluggish, and I didn't really have a good routine, and I thrive on a routine. I like having goals and challenge, and so I felt like I was just kind of like slipping and kind of in a slump. And someone I follow on Instagram, she just made a post that she was starting the 75 Hard Challenge, and I was like, wait, I've heard of that. I've heard great things. What if I could do that? And the day I started happened to be July 1st. So I thought, what a perfect time to do this. It's the start of a new month. The timing just felt really right, and I went for it. To better explain what 75 Hard is, I just like looked it up. I Googled it because I wanted to explain it the best way possible. The challenge is based on a book that's called 75 Hard, which I guess I didn't know. I've just heard about the challenge, but it's based on this book. An overview. So the 75 Hard Challenge is a 75-day program designed to build mental toughness through strict adherence to 5 daily tasks. So the daily tasks are following a diet, completing 2 45-minute workouts, one being outdoors, drinking a gallon of water, reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book, and taking a progress picture. Failure to complete any of these tasks results in restarting the challenge from day one. So when I got into this, I was like, what is my goal? Like, am I really trying to follow a strict diet? Am I trying to work out that much? Do I need to drink that much water? And then like taking progress pictures, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. What I did, and I was encouraged by, I mentioned somebody I saw starting this challenge. She kind of tweaked it to make it fit her lifestyle and goals a little bit better. Still following like the rigor of this, but making it a little bit more feasible for her. The way I approached it, I'm calling it 75 hard, but I know there are like 75 people calling it 75 medium or soft or whatever. Yeah, there's a 75 hard and a 75 soft. So the soft would be you still do the workout, but you have a rest day. You're not following as strict of a diet. Water isn't as much of an intake. I felt like what I am following is kind of in between the two, because I will say, like, for the workouts, I'm not doing 2 45-minute workouts per day. I'm doing like a 20-minute walk outside and then a 30-minute formal workout. So I guess what I'm following is more like in the middle, but regardless, it's all based on the 75 Hard Challenge. The day I'm uploading this video is actually day 50 of my challenge, which is crazy. It's hard to believe we're already here, but we have 25 days to go to officially complete it. So I'm so proud of myself that we're still trucking along and not giving up. My 75 Hard Challenge, I wanted to tell you like the goals I set for myself. Exercise, so I set my outdoor walk and then a 30-minute workout. And for my diet, I'm focusing on protein. So my diet wasn't something I'm like really trying to come down on. I was more so focused on, like I said, my protein. That's been my main focus, incorporating that into my routine. Hydration, 1 gallon of water a day. That one was really hard for me to stick with to start. 10 pages of a nonfiction book, reading a day. What I also incorporated into mine, which isn't part of this challenge, I have on here daily Bible reading, prayer, and journal. I also added intentional time with my husband and daughter. I added limit screen time, so 1 hour of social media per day, and I wanted to really focus using it mainly for work. So if I'm on social media, it's for creating and posting on Instagram or creating and uploading on YouTube. And then my last one, I put accountability or progress photos. Taking the progress photos isn't something that has been helpful for me, so I didn't do that part. The accountability I had is just I check it off in my book, in my planner every single day. And then I've uploaded a few things onto Instagram, just like sharing little ideas as I went along. And then just even making a video like this to kind of share my experience so far. So progress photos haven't really been something that have helped me. And honestly, they don't really motivate me, because for me, this is more about like how I'm feeling, and it's not so much about how I look, if that makes sense. I started this because I wanted to be more disciplined, and it starts, I think, from the inside. And so I made this about like how I'm feeling. So I wanted to feel healthy, strong, have mental clarity, and I can say that I've made improvements and have positive things to say in all of those areas. So for the rest of this video, I just wanted to break down a few different things. I wanted to share pros and cons, or I wanted to share like what's going well, and then maybe things I struggled with, in hopes to encourage you, because if this is something you're wanting to try and you're maybe like scared or hesitant, I just want to give you hope and encouragement to say you can do this. If you can put your mind to this, you take it one day at a time, it is so doable. It is doable. So I just wanted to share kind of like my hesitations first, and then what's going well. And then I also wanted to focus some time on sharing some like tips and tricks, things that I have done to help me stick with this program so far. Okay, let's get into this first part. So I just wanted to kind of share my hesitations, what I struggled with at first, and what I've done to help with like combating some of that doubt and negativity around this. So when I set up this challenge for myself, I knew right away that the screen time was going to be hard for me. I didn't think drinking that much water would be that hard, but I struggled with that. And the rest of the things I already do on a daily basis, but before I started this challenge, what was different is that I'd give myself a lot of wiggle room, especially with like my workouts. I'd be like, okay, we went on our daily walk. I don't really need to work out today. It's fine. Or like my Bible reading, because it's not just reading my Bible. I also want to spend time in prayer and journaling. I knew that like, okay, I already have a pretty good routine with that, but I would find myself some days being like, I don't really need to journal. I mean, I would make myself, because that was part of the challenge, and I would hold myself to it, but that was another area that I could see myself trying to cut corners. So those are the ones that were the hardest for me. All right, so for each of my goal areas, I just wanted to share some like tips, encouragement, and just some resources that have really helped me. When it comes to the exercise, the outdoor walk, and a 30-minute workout, we have a dog. His name is Ash. He's a black lab. He is a very active dog, but I mean, as a family, we are very active people. So for us, this part, doing the daily walk, hasn't been that hard. The only thing we're faced with sometimes is if the weather is bad. So like if it's raining and storming, that has made us a little bit hesitant, and we've just had to be creative we've had to be very strategic with when we go out for a walk, and also dealing with the bugs. So we have mosquitoes that can be awful and terrible. Those are the two things that would like deter us sometimes, like, oh, should we go for a walk or should we just play in the backyard? This is another thing, like, because I told my husband that I'm working on this challenge, we kind of helped hold each other accountable, and he would help encourage me on the days where I was maybe like, should we go? And then if there were days that if like the mosquitoes were awful, because we also bring our daughter, of course, on our walks, if the mosquitoes were really bad, like my husband would just stay home with her, and then I would walk my dog, and then we could even like jog and just try and like avoid the mosquitoes. It really helped for the outdoor walks to just talk to my husband about it, and then so he knew to like, okay, this is something we're committing to, and we just focused on all the benefits of it. Like, it tied into that intentional time together, because on our walks we aren't on our phones. We're talking to each other, we're talking to our daughter about everything we're seeing, and our dog is able to get more exercise, we're getting exercise. So we just really focused on the benefits of it. When it comes to my 30-minute formal workouts, this I know can be really hard depending on your situation. I am a teacher and we're on summer break coming to an end, but we're on summer break right now. So most days for my exercises, I've been able to do them while my daughter is napping, depending on what I have going on for the day. So like if I have plans in the afternoon, I'll do my workout during her first nap. It's the other way around. I'm able to do my workout after we go for our walk once my husband's home. So once he's done working, he gets home, we usually go for the walk right away, and then he hangs out with baby while I can do my 30-minute workout, shower, prep for dinner, have dinner, yada yada. We work together just knowing, again, sharing with my husband that this is a challenge I'm really trying to stick with and really wanting to complete and see it through. He knew how important it was for me and how important it is for me still to be able to get this in every day. By now, we're really into a good routine, and yeah, it's just gotten easier and easier. Not to say there aren't days that I'm like, I don't want to do this, because I definitely am still faced with those days. My mindset has been much better about it, just taking it one day at a time. And then going back to my workouts, I work out, I exercise at home. I don't have a gym membership. I have just found so many great resources available that are free on mainly YouTube, watching YouTube videos, and I'm going to share a few of my favorite instructors on YouTube. If you look up Fit by Mick, she's by far my favorite for my workouts. She makes a variety of videos. Some key things about her videos: her longer workouts, she typically includes a warm-up and a cool down in addition to the 30-minute workout, so it encompasses all of that, which I really like because it is important, I think, to warm up and cool down. But she has a variety of workouts, so she's like my go-to for these workouts. I follow her like nonstop. So if you're not sure where to start, if you're needing at-home workout resources, go on YouTube, look up Fit by Mick, and start with some of her videos. I would recommend her for sure. Maybe you care or not, but like my workout split, so that was something else I was hesitant about, because I feel like if I'm too rigid with my like workout routine, like today I have to do legs or today I have to do arms, I can be kind of like resistant. I've found like a happy medium where I stick with the same, I think I was doing like 2-week rotation, so like for 2 weeks straight, this is how we're doing it. And then I found myself like, okay, I made it the 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna keep doing it this way. But there was a time where I was kind of getting bored and like, I can feel myself kind of resisting or wanting to change things up. So then I would just change it up, but I was still doing an exercise every day. I just kind of switched around my workout splits. Right now, what I'm doing on Mondays, I do my leg day and lower body because I feel like that's the hardest for me and I just get it done right away. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm doing like Pilates or like yoga, like intense yoga. And again, I'm finding videos on YouTube to follow. That's my Tuesday and Thursdays. Wednesdays, I'm doing arms and upper body. Fridays, I'm doing a full body. And then Saturday and Sunday, I save for more cardio. I'll do like 12, 3, 30 on the treadmill, or sometimes I'll even do like a HIIT cardio follow along video. Fit by Mick has a ton of those. And then I've been dedicated to this, so I don't have rest days right now. I think when the school year starts, when I'm done with this challenge, that'll be a different story. But with this challenge, I'm exercising every single day. All right, as far as my diet goes, I'm not going to share too much about this. I'm focusing on protein. So really, some things I focused on for this: I often don't eat like breakfast or have a ton of breakfast. So that was a change I had to make, is I need to have something, and I just decided to have something with protein for my breakfast. So some go-to things for me have been either oatmeal, I'll do yogurt, or I've really gotten into like cottage cheese and like fruit. So those are like my main 3 go-tos. Sometimes I'll just have like a protein shake, and then there's days I'll have like just like a protein bar, and it all depends on our plans. When we go to church on Sundays, those are the days where I tend to just like grab a protein bar. Been consistent with having something for breakfast, try to have something substantial. Not always the case, but that's a change I've made. But this diet part, I'm not, like I said, I'm not like restricting a whole ton. I'm really just trying to add in some protein and make healthier choices when possible. Hydration. I have a Stanley cup. I don't have it on me right now. I probably should, because I could be getting my water in. With that, I think to get my 1 gallon, I have to drink 3 of the Stanleys. I should know this by now. So I've just made it a habit of drinking water. It was hard for me at first. And then I'd go through phases of like, I'm like, there's no way I need this much water. Like, what? Like, I felt like it was too much. And sometimes I still question, like, do I really need this much water? But I can say I've felt better. I feel like my stomach doesn't hurt as often. I think my skin looks more like glowy. It's a combination of all these things, but I feel like I'm feeling better overall thanks to all of these practices I've put into place. Hydration, drinking all that water was hard for me at first, but it helps that I have like a designated cup. And once I finish drinking the cup, I go and just fill it all the way up right away and then try and have it with me wherever I go. The 10 pages of nonfiction reading a day. Some days that does get hard for me because if I don't prioritize it, I end up doing it at night before bed. And there are nights that I am tired. But I'm in my bedroom here right now. So something that has helped me is just having the book right by my bed. I keep it in here and I'll sometimes in the middle of the day I'll come read it, but I end up liking to read it toward the end of the day. And something that has helped, my husband and I found me this a little light book light so that if it is getting kind of late and maybe he's tired and wants to go to bed, I can still read in bed with that. So that's just a little thing I've come to appreciate. I'm finishing up She Works His Way. This is the one, I've read this book already, but I'm reading through it again. It's been really a good read. I would recommend this one for sure. But yeah, the 10 pages, I feel like it's very achievable. And again, once you just start that and build that habit, it really isn't that hard. All right, and for my daily Bible, prayer, and journal, I've built a habit of doing this right away in the morning. Some days it looks a little different because depending when my daughter wakes up, I have time on my own to do this alone, or if she's already awake, sometimes I give her breakfast and I sit with her and then I read out loud and I just include her in the whole process. I've really made this a habit. Usually I pray, I read my Bible, and then I journal to kind of reflect on everything. To help me with my Bible reading, I've mentioned this before, but I am using the 52 weeks in the Word. So 52 weeks pans out to be reading the Bible in a year. Right now I'm finishing up First Kings and I'm going into Second Kings. I didn't start this the same time I started my challenge. I had this going and then I just incorporated it into part of this challenge because it's something I'm already doing. To hold me even more accountable, I tied it into my 75-day challenge. Great resource if you're looking for some guidance or just a digestible way to keep up with your daily reading. I also just have a designated journal. I just have it all in my Bible pack all together. Hey guys, I'm on here editing and I realized that I lost about 3 minutes of footage. I'm just here to kind of review what I had intended to talk about. So I really just wanted to touch on how I make and create intentional time with my family, as well as how I create boundaries with my phone to limit that screen time. So when it comes to screen time, I honestly use a lot of timers. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to scroll on my phone, Instagram, whatever, I'll set like a 5-minute timer. Once it goes off, I'm done. Same with any like online shopping. I really just have to give myself a limit. Otherwise, I will be on my phone forever, it feels like. And then also, as far as social media goes, I do really like to watch YouTube videos and I do like to follow different creators like on Instagram. And it is important to show them my support. I want to make sure I like their videos, keep up with their content and show my support. It's also important to set some boundaries around that. So there are times I will, sit down and watch a YouTube video. I usually do that if I'm getting ready though for the day. I'll watch a video while I'm doing my makeup, or if I do have a little extra free time, I will watch a video, but I'll watch it on my TV opposed to on my phone staring at my screen. One more thing about phone use and screen time, something I've noticed, especially around my family and friends, is that the more I'm on my phone, I feel like the more others tend to be on their phone. And then, like, vice versa, too, right? If others around me are scrolling on their phone, I feel like I'm more likely to pick mine up and do the same thing. But I've also found, and I've been more intentional lately, the less I'm on my phone, I feel like others are less likely to, and we are just engaging in conversation and spending time together. Give that a go if you haven't before, making sure that you're the one setting that example of, okay, I'm with you right now. Our time is important together, so I don't need to spend it on my phone. Obviously, there are times where you need to check your phone, whatever, but I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Those moments where you're all sitting down, maybe hanging out, maybe it's like quiet, but I've been in so many situations where I might be on my phone checking something, and then I look up and everyone in the room is staring at their phone. And I'm just trying to have less and less of those moments. And then when it comes to holding myself accountable and just like habit tracking, I literally write everything down and I check it off as I go. This has come to really help me and just be the best way for me to track my habits and make sure I've completed them. Sure, there's days that I forget to mark it off. It has helped discipline me and train me to get the things done. I also was thinking that this is something I could do, or you could do, digitally as well. I know our phones are so smart and they have lots of different resources for tracking your habits. You can make a notes page, a calendar, reminders, things like that. But for me personally, I found that writing it down physically is so much better, because the less time on my phone, the better. And then in the next clip that you see, I just wanted to show you a little glimpse of what my weekly spread looks like in my planner. So I mainly just focus on writing down my Bible readings for the day and my workouts. But lately I've started writing every single task down. So I write down my water intake goal. I've been writing down my meals because I said I'm trying to get in more protein. I write down what protein I'm going to add in for the day. So again, just writing everything down and tracking it that way has been super helpful for me. All right, so looking back, this is just an idea of what I would do. So I'd write out my daily Bible reading, what workout I was doing, and then all the yellow is like my content for KatieVision. And then I'm just literally writing every day of the challenge. So this was back on days 21 through 27. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you were encouraged by this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you learned something. I'm also just excited for you, because if you're someone who's wanting to start out this challenge, you should go for it, and you will see a difference if you really do stick to it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, guys. I'll see you in my next one.